Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Excalibur Roundtable Tech Talk. I am Mike Fuson. This is going to be an extended Tech Talk series with our friends from CG4, and I'm joined today by Will Barrowes from CG4. Will, thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure to be here, Mike.
And it's always great when we get a chance to sit down with our partners and talk about some of the amazing things that they're doing with their technology. Now, we hear CG4 Asset Tracking, and everybody goes, okay, what exactly does that do? And I always say barcoding, and they go, ooh, barcoding, exciting, right? But Will, tell me a little bit about you. You've been at CG4, the entire time. How does CG4 really come into being? Tell us your story a little bit.
Well, many years ago, we had some consultants that were doing some work at a client, and they said, can you help us track our inventory and our assets? And we said, yeah, we think we could do that. And then we did that engagement for them, and they liked it, and it seemed to fit a need, and they were pleased with the result. And so some of us said, should we make a business out of this? And of course, half of the people were saying, you know what, I don't want to do it. Half the people said, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So we started a business doing inventory and asset tracking over 21 years ago.
Wow. So kind of how so many businesses start, where a small idea for one piece of a project spawns another idea, and bing, bang, boom, all of a sudden it's a whole thing. And here, 20 years later, we're both still going along. It's kind of similar story to Excalibur. Hey, we could do this and spin it off into its own business, and here we are all those years later. But one of the things when we talk about barcoding is we don't want to. I always caution customers, don't overthink it. But at the same time, there's a lot more that goes into it than just, as I like to call, and you guys always chuckle when I say it, zip zapping barcodes. But this is taking our inventory tracking and some of the capabilities that customers are looking for around inventory tracking to make it really as simple as what you watch the cashier go through at the supermarket checkout line to make sure all of the products that you're purchasing are the correct product. And on the, everybody, it doesn't just end with that purchasing side at the supermarket checkout lane. That's doing a whole bunch of other things behind the scenes, adjusting their inventory and all sorts of things that used to be manual jobs. Every single night, somebody had to go count how many corns of Canton do we have.
Can you imagine how fun that would be?
Oh, having many eons ago in a land far, far away, having worked for Kmart, I can tell you exactly how much fun it was.
Oh, okay.
And that was only monthly, when you were doing your true ups on because some stuff had been damaged out, all those things that go on in a retail environment. But going ahead and doing your validation against what your data said. And usually you were only off by a few. If you were off by a lot, there was a whole different problem that you may have of stuff walking off the loading dock. But the whole idea behind it was we would know, hey, we're running out of diapers. You're running out of toilet paper. You need to order more. That was
and we know that can be a problem when people run out of toilet paper with what went on last year, right?
Well, exactly. But how does Costco know they're running low?
Right.
So it's not just as simple as you as the consumer going through the checkout lane and they zip zap it for you and you get charged, $24.99 for the big pack of toilet paper. That makes your life easier. It makes that customer experience better. But on the back end, they're also going, holy smokes, we're selling out of our entire inventory. Or, hey, we've sold X amount, that's going to trigger a restock on the floor, or whatever the procedures are. So I always put it in those terms because everybody goes through, the supermarket or the big box store checkout line, and we've all been exposed to barcoding technology for a long time, and it's made our lives much, much easier. because I think back to being a little one, going to the supermarket with my grandmother, and they're punching in the price for each and every item as they touch it. It used to take forever to check out, and this technology has made it easier.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, some of the stores I go to, I can self-check out. So there's no human that needs to stand there reading and scanning everything. I just zip it myself, put my card in, and that makes life easier for the store personnel.
Absolutely. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this Tech Talk series, is how CG4 has taken barcoding technology and made it super duper easy for you to manage your assets. Because as we know, all of our assets come to us in a box with a barcode on it, usually multiple barcodes. And then as we unbox them and they're deployed, they have barcodes on it. We may add our own asset tag as a barcode to that particular asset. And the ability to easily track those using scanning technology, and then allowing that scanning technology to work in concert with our CMDB or other systems, gives it additional power. And we're gonna kind of break all of that down in these sessions. So Will, thanks for sharing the CG4 story with me. And I look forward to having you join us as we talk more about the things that CG4 can do for the customers.
Thank you, Mike. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.